tuning in right now, welcome to CPR's Clubhouse Live. My name is CPR Jose Ortiz. I'm being joined by Charlie XO. We're also going to be joined by Alyssa B. And then later on in a separate segment, we're going to be joined by 418 Freestyle's Gino Caporale. But again, Charlie XO, thank you so much for being here live on CPR's Clubhouse.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You currently have the number 2 song for 3 weeks in a row on our countdown. You know, the only countdown that matters, right?
I didn't know it was 3. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
this past week we had a Cynthia Figueroa countdown. It was a special edition, but we still have the rankings, and you were still number 2 for 3 weeks in a row. So, congratulations on that. And that's what I mean when I say that it's been like an interesting year for you, because again, I wasn't expecting to like or play any of your music because I've been very harsh with the material that you've had previously. So, not since Sin Tu Amor have I played any of your music. So now here we are, 2020, and you sent me a copy of Haunted, and Gino Caporale, of course, services me with all the new songs from 418 Freestyle. And here's a song that we start playing. Tim Spinning Shomer did a great version of the song where he added his little touch, his tidbits.
Yeah, it was dope.
And it was really, really well done. I really enjoyed it. So has this Haunted song been a positive thing for you, or has it been a negative thing for you?
Both, to be honest with you. Is it has been both. Just for the only reason that again, I haven't been in the freestyle world for such a long time. But I like to be different. So I kind of, when I did Haunted, I had a feeling that people weren't gonna like it, just because it's different. It's not talking about your regular freestyle love song. Um, so I was kind of iffy about it. Um, but they did. I got a lot of great responses for it, and um, with good stuff. When I guess I don't want it to come out wrong, but in reality, when you're succeeding, there's always drama that follows.
Yeah, and
So
that's freestyle. That's the mantra of freestyle, right? When you
yeah,
when you have something that is going positive for you and you're successful, I always say that a friendship, a relationship, a partnership, they only last a short period of time in our music, anywhere between 3 to 6 months. And I believe that's what's happened to you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you were part of DME. You are no longer part of DME, but during the process, for some reason, your song "Haunted" has been removed from all digital platforms. And so,
yeah.
when I saw that, I wanted to go directly to you to ask you what responsibility do you have for that song being removed from digital outlets?
They just, I mean, unfortunately, it was released under her label, even though 418 was backing it up, because 418 is backing up her label. Hey, what's up, love?
Hey, how you doing?
But yeah, unfortunately, it was under her label. So they weren't expecting Haunted to do anything, to be honest with you, as far as I was told. Not by 418, but uh, the other party and others. They really didn't care for it. So it was kind of a surprise for Haunted to actually, I mean, to be the only song in that label that was actually doing really well.
Yeah, I saw that it had
And
like 10 to 15,000 streams, which is a good start, for a month of the song being played. And like I said, that's the thing that got me. The fact that it was doing so well, it actually is peaking at number 2 on CPR's Freestyle Countdown for 3 weeks in a row. That's not an easy task. We don't just give spots to people. And then the fact that the song is gone completely, for me, it threw me for a loop. So I needed to ask you directly, what happened for your song to be removed from all digital platforms?
well, that was just her. Like I said, unfortunately, it was under her label. So if she wanted it out of, the platforms because it was under her label, she had, she did what she had to do, which is totally fine. I'm actually glad that it is, because the what I wanted is not to have absolutely no ties to them at all anymore. Um,
What What is your current relationship with your label mates like Jesse B and uh, Diddle D?
I don't know them.
Wow. Again, I had requested previously for the men of DME to come on my show. I wanted to have a platform where all three can be together and discuss the label, being new label under 418 Freestyle. That request was not granted, but I did see you guys in New York City together at Andre Faria's show. So, what happened between that gathering to now?
A lot. A
Yeah, I
lot
can
happened.
see. You know, I can see a lot happen. But do you know where the communication? Because that's the biggest issue with our music is communication. Do you know where the communication fell apart in that situation?
Okay. Um, I'm just gonna say it. There was none. There was no communication whatsoever. Uh, for being, again, we were not in contract with her whatsoever. Not by management, not by label, not by nothing. We were not tied with them whatsoever. Um, there was no communication. There was no meetings. It, nothing at all. I hardly even talked to Jesse. Um, I never had a relationship with Diddle. It was like a few times that we actually talked, and um, there was just never any support, And um, I heard that Diddle was telling some people that I was going around saying that, kind of like bringing him down for saying that, but it is the truth. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to make someone look good that was never there for me.
Right,
So um, I'll be fooling myself saying, "Oh, the guys were so great." No, there was no support. If you go back into the feedbacks of my Facebook or their Facebook, or I mean, anyone can actually vouch for this. They never supported me when the song came out and the song was released. No one said congratulations. The first person who said congratulations to me in the morning was Elisa B, and then after Elisa B was Gino, and that's it. I didn't hear from them for like, well, I didn't hear from the guys at all. Period. Um, so
What
there was just go ahead.
what do you think there was some professional jealousy? Do you think there was an issue of you not really belonging, or was it something that you said or did to have them to be turned off by you being part of the label?
Well, it's weird because when we were in New York City, they were talking to me. You know, they literally were in Andre's live talking about support and how they support and as a family. Even though I felt really uncomfortable during that interview just for the fact that everything that they were saying was not true. Um, there was certain artists in that label that were never mentioned if it wasn't for me bringing them up. Um, and it was just really uncomfortable. So, no, I'm not surprised for them actually not reaching out because they never did from the beginning.
Right.
Um, the only reason or the only way they would reach out was if they wanted to bring something to my attention because apparently I was always doing something that they didn't like.
Right.
So
So, do you feel that you were doing things as an artist that went against the rules of the label? Because when artists are signed to a label, or when again partnerships happen, I always see that it lasts 3 to 6 months, and then that's it. So immediately somebody is not happy with what that person is doing as an artist. Where did you see if did that happen?
well, um, I wasn't happy. I walked away because I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at the fact that I wasn't allowed to talk to certain people. Uh, I wasn't allowed to talk to certain DJs. I wasn't allowed to. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I stopped talking to a lot of people, including Willie. We didn't used to talk a lot, but I used to reach out to him, and we would just have these small conversations here and there. But I even stopped talking to him because it was she brought to my attention that everyone goes back to her and tells her that I'm reaching out to them or about what we talk about. And even
And
though
why
it's,
were you and why were you reaching out to different people? If you were reaching out to different people, how come that was happening?
and that's the thing. I mean, you as an artist, you know, have to have some sort of communication with people in the industry. Now, you have to understand that the freestyle industry is very small. You cannot compare freestyle with pop music or rap music. It's a very small genre that people only listen to. So therefore, um, I don't have nothing against anybody. I like everybody. You know, I've known Willie way before I even knew her. So, and I've known of him apparently. You know, Willie's a big deal in freestyle. So, knowing that he was part of 418, I mean, I just wanted to, make friends. That doesn't mean anything to her. Her words were, if you go behind her back talking to people that we're not allowed to talk to, you're a snake. So, it just felt like I was being controlled, and I'm not one to be tamed. I don't like being controlled, especially when I'm not doing absolutely nothing wrong. Um, and that was one of the things that they always, well, she didn't like about me, that I'm friendly with everyone. Like I said, I wasn't allowed to talk to people. I wasn't allowed to talk to DJs. I wasn't allowed to do any interviews without her consent, which it was kind of weird because she never got any for me. So I was just literally collecting dust in the shadows while other people were doing their thing.
Do you think
Um,
there was a hierarchy in the label?
absolutely,
What do you, how,
absolutely.
were you the third person? You were the redheaded stepchild.
Yes, as a matter of fact, that was her protocol. Her protocol was Jesse, Diddle, and myself. Mark wasn't even mentioned because he just wasn't existing in the label. Even though his face was on there, he was just never brought up.
Well, and congratulations to Mark Milan. I heard the remix that D Mike did for his song "I'm Going Crazy," and I can't wait to spin it. I can't wait to play it. It'll be available soon. We also bring in to the fold, and she's been here patiently, just looking so pretty. Uh, uh, the very talented Alyssa B, who's had a stellar year, the writer of "Slipping Through My Hands," right here, this beautiful song right here, the number one song for 2020 so far, and she's here with us. Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us and being so patient, just sitting there looking all pretty.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, how did the connection between you and Alyssa B happen, Charlie XO?
Well, I've known of her forever. Since I was a kid. Uh, her song "Fat Boy" used to be played in B96 a lot, and "Praying for an Angel" was the song that got me into freestyle. And she wrote it, and she even did the chorus for it. So, um, my producer Carlos Mojica, may he rest in peace, used to talk to me about her a lot, and he wanted to work with her so bad. So I never took. I was kind of iffy reaching out to her because that's Elisa B. You just don't reach out to her and that's it. So I was the one who made the move, and I'm like, well, I'm a really big fan. I've been following your work for such a long time, and that was it. It was nothing more than me just saying hi to her, and she replied. And from there, we just started talking, and one day she's like, well, maybe we can talk one day on the phone, and and yeah, we got on the phone. We lasted like I think 3 to 4 hours, 3 hours I believe, on the phone, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember her telling me, "Well, I want you to talk to me about you. I don't want to know about the music stuff. I want to know about you." So we were just talking and talking, and I'm like, "Well, maybe one day we can do something together." And she's like, "Yeah, of course, why not?" I'm like, "Well, tell me what's your price, how much you charge. I'll be honored to do something with you." And
Alyssa, so
then
let me interrupt for a moment and
go
just
ahead.
ask Alyssa, what made you give Charlie XO the opportunity to not only speak to you, but what led you to open the door?
Well, I went on Instagram and I sang a Selena song. A lot of people don't know that I'm a big Selena fan, and I sing in Spanish. And he left a comment, and we were already friends on Facebook and Instagram. And then he reached out, and one, he's a Selena fan, so that's a plus. And I don't know, he just seemed very, very nice. I had heard some of his music, I really liked it, and I decided that I wanted to, talk to him. And after talking to him and listening to more of his stuff, I wanted to work with him. I think he's very talented and very creative, and I like that.
Perfect. There's a a rumor that it appears that Charlie XO reached out to you because he wants to use you and your talent and your buzz for 2020 to further his career. What is your answer to that quote unquote rumor?
Well, you shouldn't believe everything that you hear. I actually brought it up to him about working on things, not the other way around. And I may look young and I may have an innocent look, but I'm very grown a long time, and nobody uses me, nobody manipulates me, and nobody tells me what to do. So if I'm working with someone, it's because I want to, I choose to, and I think that they're talented enough for me to work with. So that
That
rumor is false.
Well, thank you for clearing that up. There's a duet in the works, Charlie XO and Alyssa B collaboration. It has a song been recorded.
Yes, yes, it has. I'm sorry, I can't listen to her. Uh, her audio's off on my side.
My apologies, but the audio should be corrected in a moment. I'll see what I can do about that. But Alyssa, back to you. So you already recorded the song with Charlie XO. Have you found the place to submit the song for distribution? Have you guys decided when it's going to be released? Any additional info on the song?
We haven't decided yet because he said before in other interviews, and it's true, we keep going back and forth. He'll have an idea or I'll have an idea. I re-recorded new vocals. So we haven't decided where we're going to place it yet or how we're going to do it, but it has been recorded. It is being mixed and remastered right now. And hopefully this year it'll come out. If not, then next year we have to decide. But we have that, and we have some other stuff that we're working on as well. Another song for him, and I was very fortunate. He allowed me to be part of one of his Spanish songs for his Spanish album that he's doing, and that's a dream of mine is for my whole life. So he actually made a dream come true for me. So a lot of things going on.
You recently had an interview, Charlie XO, on an iRadio station. And during that iRadio station, Alyssa B was attacked uh, through Messenger. What is your reaction to that?
Disrespectful. That's very disrespectful, especially when no one invited you to come into the chat room.
Right. And so, what was the basis of the attack, Alyssa? Why were you attacked on that iRadio station's chat room?
Well, first let me say I hate drama. I do. And this is the first time I'm speaking on this, and it'll be the last. But I went into the chat room to watch his interview to be supportive, and I shouted out Gino and 418 for everything that they've done for Haunted, for Charlie XO. And she came at me. I'm not going to get into it word for word or what was said, but it was very disrespectful, and I didn't appreciate it, and it was totally uncalled for. I don't deal with childishness and high school foolishness. So, and I appreciate Charlie because he stopped his interview to stand up for me, and that was very nice. People have stood up for me in the background, but he was one of the few, if not the only one that stood up publicly. So I appreciated that.
Big shout outs too to DJ Racer for being classy and going forward and addressing the situation too on his iRadio station and taking ownership of what happened there and explaining everything. Because the thing about our community is that once something happens, it turns into something totally different. The information gets twisted. Is that game where you say something to somebody's ear, and then they send it to the other person, and then the other person, by the time it gets around, is a totally different thing. And so big shout outs going out to him for taking um, the steps to clear that up for the community and for anyone that really wanted to know the facts. Um, and again, this is not to start another issue. The reason why I have everyone here is to make sure that you get how you feel out to the community. And number two is that we have to do better as a community. There's a lot of opportunities being provided to people that don't necessarily need it or require it or earned it or deserve it. And that's what happens a lot in freestyle. We take a lot of the opportunities that we get for granted because we think we know better. There's a lot of disrespect going on in our community, especially with people who are new to doing things in the community. Yeah, maybe you've promoted a song, or maybe you have promoted an event, or you were present at a concert with Johnny O, whatever, and maybe you did want to invest your own money and become a company, but there are steps and levels to this specific genre of music that nobody wants to take anymore. I don't see that people want to earn it, and then when they create something that people want to get behind, it lasts a second, it lasts 3 months to 6 months, and that's it. And it just gives a black eye to our music. Um, I'm I'm kind of in awe at the fact that a song is successful, and even though the song is successful, they don't want to admit that it's successful. So the distribution company takes it upon themselves to to promote the song because the label's not doing it. But then when you send a shout out to the label, the distributor of the label, who's actually putting in the work to promote the song, and that is the issue. If you're not interested in promoting Haunted and you never were interested in the song Haunted, why get upset if the distribution label is actually trying to get some spins in it and get it out there, and then get upset with someone sending them a shout out because they're actually doing the work?
Well, all right. Well, you know what? Apparently, egos. A lot of people try to be first, even though they don't have the um, what's the word I'm trying to use? Acknowledgement. They don't have they don't have. I mean, they've only been here for 5 months, so for for them to try to come up and say they're the best, they're the best, they're the best, is because they're lacking something. I will not take away credit where credit is due. If it wasn't for 418, Haunted would have never reached the success that it did in such a short period of time. I cannot sit here and lie, because I don't like to lie, about anything. So that's her thing. Her thing is the fact that she wants to be first when she's not. She wants to be the only one. She wants to be important when she's not. Again, and I think the problem with freestyle is the fact that people don't really care too much where the song comes from. They don't care to know the background. They just want to push whatever it is out to stay relevant at the moment. Um, there's a lot of stories behind. There's a long story behind Haunted, but they didn't care to actually include the people that were involved in it. Um, and that's the reason why now you have problems. You know, she claims to own the masters where she owns nothing at all. She doesn't even own she she owns nothing. Um, and the reason is because she just wanted to go out there and be the first one to do such and such, uh, with no knowledge and no experience. You're getting people who are unexperienced to make a name for themselves, and that's what's killing the genre as well.
What's the deal with the billboards? There was a deal with a billboard that what was that your idea? Was
That
whose
was my
idea?
idea. That was my idea. As a matter of fact, Lit Entertainment were the ones who offered me the billboard. Um, it was a campaign that they were trying to do for Haunted because they felt like Haunted was gonna do great. They felt like I, I'm talking about Charlie XO. The artist. They felt like the artist had, has a future. Doing a whole bunch because it is different. It's a different image. It's a different vibe, and they liked it. So they offered me this campaign, which again, the first freestyle artist to have a billboard is Adelise. Adelise was the first one to have a billboard with Dragon. No one really knows this because it was never promoted the way that Haunted was. But uh, and I'm not gonna lie, I literally told Lit Entertainment, look, um, I don't want to say nothing. If you guys are really, if you guys really want to do this for me, let's not say absolutely nothing. She It's funny because they said, look, Charlie, we're doing this for you. We don't want to give it to nobody else. We love the song, we love your image, we love what you're doing. I think this will be big. I said, great, awesome. So one of the guys from Lit told me, why don't you want us to say nothing? And the other said, oh, Jesse. So I said, look, I just want to make sure that we promote the record and we do it great. Um, on Monday, when I was driving back home, and everybody was going back home, one of the guys from Lit Entertainment said to me, "Look, since you're under their management, I think we should say something. I know you don't want to say nothing, and I understand why we don't want to say nothing either. But I think we should say something because we don't want any conflict or problems."
So you're talking about the billboard itself.
Yes, and I was like, "Well, I know what's gonna happen, but okay." So we got to her room, and I said, "Look, they're offering me this campaign, this billboard. I think it's a good idea. The guy's already released. Mine's about to come out in 2 weeks. I think this is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and promote it." She said, "Oh my god, oh my god! I was thinking about doing something like that for Jesse."
Are you actually doing an impersonation? Okay.
uh, and the guy looked at me from Lit like, okay. So she's like, "Oh, well, I was trying to do something like that since February or April." So he asked her, "Why didn't you do it?" "Oh, well, I didn't know how to go about it, so I just kind of left it alone."
You're still doing the impersonation, but go ahead.
So, um, he said to her, "Well, now you got one of the guys, and you're able to do it. Charlie X. We're gonna do this for Charlie XO." So I said to her, "Look, since you said that you were thinking of doing this, are any of the guys doing it? And if any of the guys are doing it, please let me know, and I will pull back because I don't want people to think it's a competition or anything." "No, no, no. Like I said, I was thinking of doing it back in April or February, but it never happened. I didn't know how to go about it. So go ahead, XO, go ahead, do it. I think it's gonna be a good idea." And we, I'm like, great. So I started working on my artwork, the dimensions of the billboards, the cities where we were gonna hit, everything. That was through the whole week. The weekend came. Monday, Jesse comes out with a billboard, and I'm like, whoa, what? So I messaged her. I called her like 3 times. She didn't pick up. I messaged her. She ignored me. She messaged me back that night saying something about, oh my God, you can still put yours up. Get over it, right? So I was like, but it's the principle. Is the fact that I told you if any of the guys were doing it to let me know. Well, I don't have to tell you what my team is doing, XO. Well, I thought I was part of your team. I don't understand. Um, and then she said, well, we had to rush because you wanted to be first. And there's a protocol. Jesse goes first, Diddle goes second, and you go third. And that to me that's where everything started like to fall, like apart. I don't like that. Um, that was offered to me, not to no one else. But like she said, I had to go back and ask Jose de Valle to fill me in the plugins to make this happen because you wanted to be first. And that was kind of like that's a backstab right there. You don't treat any of your artists that way because no matter what company you're in, no matter what record label you're in, if there's promotion given to another artist in that label, it should be for them, not for nobody else. So what she was trying to do is make someone relevant and more popular than the rest because that's I guess her favorite. That's whatever the case is. I don't care. It's just very disrespectful for the artist, and that's where I was already not feeling okay. And it wasn't just that. It was I couldn't do interviews with people. There was a big issue with Tim Spin and Sholmer. She didn't want me to go on there to do his show, even though all of the guys in there had already done it. So I don't understand why me going in there was a problem. Apparently, it was because of the logos, but Tim was the one who told me to remove the logos. Now, if the guy, the DJ or the
See,
interviewer,
if I can interrupt you for a moment,
go ahead.
that's not a petty stuff that I'm
Yeah,
listening to, and the audience right now are like that. I mean, again, I can't I can't make any excuse for the behavior, but to forward to one specific thing that has been uh, brought forth, and that is that there was something a derogatory term used to address you, um,
hmm,
which is something that is no longer acceptable in the community, and that's the f bomb.
yep,
For someone who is part of the LGBTQ community, and I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that they call you the f bomb. And so, is that something that really happened, or is that something that you made up? Because again, once something comes out in social media and is freestyle based, they call you a liar. They
yeah.
say that you're making things up, clout chaser. I mean, all the above. So
Well,
we fast forward from all these um, things that are very petty to something very serious. Did that actually happen?
yes, he did. As a matter of fact, it was weird to me. I guess me leaving that team created a little bit of chaos, and it made them look bad for the reason that everyone started questioning why. Um, I was sent a screenshot where she's calling me that, and it's funny. It's funny that you brought up the racer interview because she was going around telling people that I'm a liar because IsoCall said that she had called me that in the interview, and that was not the case. If you guys go back and listen to the interview, that's not what I said. But yes, I do have the proof um, that she did say it. And again, I don't want to bring her into this, but she's right there. Elisa knows everything since day one, and that's the reason why um, she stands by me. I showed her proof. I've showed her messages. I've talked to her about the stuff that were going on since day one, and I never talk about it. I've never talked to anyone about it, but she's very close to me. She's the only one in freestyle that has been really, really, really close to me, and she knows. She won't let me lie. She knows everything. She knows. She knows. I showed her the messages. Uh, Everything. So. It's very upsetting for the fact that no one, my sexual preference or my private life should not matter. What matters is my music and my artistry. I think it's irrelevant to talk about my personal experiences or whatever had happened in the past. But for her to say it, to bring me down just for the fact that she's not looking in a good light for the fact that the guy, the artist in her label that was actually making more noise for her label walked away, and everyone's questioning me. I got a whole bunch of messages questioning me. Why did you leave? What happened? What's going on? And I'm pretty sure they did too. And I don't care. To be honest with you, I don't care what people call me. I don't care what people say.
Well, we should,
Um,
as a community, we should, because that has been happening a lot throughout this entire year.
but
The,
you know what? Can I? I'm sorry for interrupting you, but let
go
me
ahead.
let me make one thing clear. Okay. Ever since I've been in this industry, that word has been used very loosely. Okay. And I just feel kind of funny that it took me for people to actually say something about it because I've been in chat rooms or video chats with certain artists that have used it and dropped it. And it does feel very uncomfortable. Um, uh, just because I'm very supportive of the LGBT community, and I've made it very public. There's been people who commented on my pictures and they're like, "Oh, I love you. Oh, you're cute," or whatever the case is, right? And then I have people messaging me in a private message, oh, well, why are you letting this person say this to you? It's very embarrassing. And I had to make it public where I said, please don't message me about certain people, giving me a compliment. It doesn't bother me. I'm not bothered by it at all. I'm very flattered, as a matter of fact, to be, that dudes and girls are attracted to me. Like, I don't care, you
Right.
know?
So Alyssa, I'm going to interrupt you for a moment because
Sure.
Alyssa, I want people to understand why Alyssa's here and she's sitting here patiently and quietly. She's here for moral support for Charlie XO because Charlie was very much nervous to come on here, or he thought that this was something where I was going to attack him. I'm just asking questions. I had 3 questions that I put on my pad, and she's here for moral support. You see her there. She's taking everything in. But from everything that you have heard, Alyssa, so far, what are your thoughts? What would you like to share with the community at this time?
Well, I grew up listening to freestyle. I love it. I've written a lot of freestyle songs. I'm thankful for the support that I've gotten from the freestyle community. And it breaks my heart to see so much pettiness, so much drama, so much lying, so many rumors. We're all adults here. There's no need for this. It's quite embarrassing, to be honest with you. And I long for a day when the freestyle genre can be taken more seriously by the rest of the entertainment industry, when people start acting more like the adults that they should. And I'm just very disappointed in how some people act. People will smile in your face and stab you in the back. There are a lot of people who are not your friends in this business. There are a lot of people who are fake, and I don't like that. I'm about being positive, and it's all love for me. I don't have any hate for anybody. I just steer clear from drama, and life is too short to deal with that foolishness.
Well, what's the resolution? What do you see as it? What is going to happen going forward when it comes to Charlie XO?
You're asking me?
Either one of you can answer the question. Moving forward, what's going to happen when it comes to Charlie XO? I mean, you have Alyssa, you have taken him under your wing. You're writing songs with him. You're someone that he's wanted to work for a long time. Where do you see Charlie going in the near future?
Well, I see Charlie going in any direction that he wants to. He's still young. He's not a kid by any means. He's done, quite a few things, in his career. Um, but he's not a kid. He's very talented. He's done a lot of things for me. Uh, uh, you say I took him under my wing, but he's done a lot of things for me that people don't know about yet. But it's coming. So I think he can do whatever he wants to do. We have a freestyle duet. We have Spanish song together. We have another song that I wrote for him. He's working with not just me, other artists, other situations, as am I. So I'm very proud of him. I think people don't really see who he really is yet, but he has every opportunity, and I hope he goes for it, and I will support him 100.
Charlie, for you, what are the next steps? What's going to have you move forward from this situation that you just got out of?
Oh, I've been moved forward. I'm happy. I'm free. I can actually breathe. I can actually have conversations and freshness with people that I couldn't in the past. Um, Again, just to make it clear, because it's kind of funny to me that it was brought up that I was using Elisa,
Right.
right? Um, I don't have to. I don't have to. Like I told her from the beginning, I don't want anything from you at all. And she's there. She's there to if I'm lying, she's there. She can say it.
Well,
Um,
there's a offer on the table from George Anthony that if you want to re-record Haunted, spice it up, make a new version of it, re-sing it, jams, remix, whatever, to contact him because he wants the song to move forward. So we could have a Haunted 2021 and make it a Halloween theme for every year for freestyle. Because again, the Tim Spinning Shomer version that he did, I was playing the crap out of it. I thought it was a miscarriage of justice to have the song removed from digital distribution sites, only because, like I said, I didn't expect you to be on the top of the charts on CPR's Freestyle Countdown. I didn't expect it at all. I know that you and I have had conversations before, and you
Mhm.
were a little bit brought back at the fact that you sent me the track and I wouldn't give you any feedback at it or tell you if I was going to play it. But
Well,
then
that's just you, though. That's how you are.
but
I
but it
mean,
has, but that's the way that it is, because I don't, I want to I want to separate things, right? The freestyle from friendship. So we were developing a friendship and we were talking and we having conversations, and then here comes the information about the new song, and here comes the new song, and it's like, do I give them feedback now or do I make them wait? And sometimes you just have to make them wait, and you're not the only one, because I have 3 or 4 that have sent me their tracks, and as a matter of fact, they have been trying to get me to give them the feedback. But it's just I'm trying to separate those two things, because in my career, believe it or not, I've been attacked as well, and people have been really upset when I give them the feedback. So now I really, really have to think about it before I give it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you were an unexpected surprise for 2020 in my book with Haunted, and I was hoping that song had at least 6 more weeks, at least to the end of Halloween, for goodness sake, which is this week.
you know what? I'm actually happy with what it did. I'm actually surprised myself that Haunted actually gained a lot of success in such short period of time. So I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not sad about it. I'm very grateful. And no matter where I stand with 418, I will always be grateful at the fact that they pushed it and gave it the life that it deserved. Um, I I don't think I want to go back to Haunted at all. I have other projects that I'm very excited for, like Possessed by Love with Alisa. Is a beautiful song,
So wait, hold
honestly.
on a second. Wait, so it's Haunted, Possessed, and then the next one, Annabelle.
Yeah, it's about you, actually.
Maybe.
No, no, no. I'm like I said, I'm very excited. She wrote it. Um, she captured exactly who I am, to be honest with you. And the producer that's actually producing the track, who I will not mention, it's is someone that no one expected to be on there. So it is very legendary for sure. So I'm very excited. I have other projects in the Spanish industry. I have a song with Alisa. I have a song with Mia. I have a song with a really famous rapper. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this new journey that they thought, I guess, that they were gonna break me, and that was gonna be it. But I always get back up and dust myself off and keep moving. You have to, in order to be in this industry, you cannot let anything or anyone that's not relevant try to bring you down. And I'm happy. I'm really, really excited for the future and future projects.
Well, I wanna move on from this negative aspect of the conversation, and I want to also tell you that I'm here to support you in any which way that I can.
Thank you.
And since you got Elizabeth B's trust, then I guess you have my trust as well. Because if she says you're good, then I guess you are good, right? Uh,
Thank you.
but but I want to thank you both for being here tonight as part of CPR's Clubhouse Live. I'm gonna give you each individual some time to address the folks, and then I'm gonna get Gino Caporale in from 418 Freestyle to discuss some things with him. Alyssa, what would you like to say before you go?
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for everybody watching. And thank you to everybody who continues to support me and any projects that I'm a part of. I'm nothing without you guys. I wouldn't be here without you. And I don't get to respond to all the messages, but I see you. And I appreciate all the positive reinforcement, the positive things that you send me. And it means a lot. It keeps me going. And just thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope you continue on with me in this journey. There's a lot more to come. A lot of things that a lot of sides to me that people haven't seen is coming. So I can't wait for you to hear it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Charlie, what would you like to say before you go? But I just want to say um, I'm going to continue playing Haunted. I can't wait for Possessed. I can't wait for
Thank you.
Annabelle. Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, or any Halloween theme song. I mean, you should make it an every year thing to do something for Halloween, and then give it to Shomer so he can spruce it up with a Halloween theme and just
You're a goof.
make it happen. Yeah, man, that's what we do here. I'm hoping. Hopefully, this wasn't too bad for you. The interview,
No, it's not bad at all. But you know what? Honestly, I don't know why people think haunted was just because of Halloween. No, that's just me. You know,
No, I know, but it was a title that matched the season. It matched the month. I know that it means something else. It's a love song. You talk about being haunted by the memories of someone, but it also goes with the theme. So
yeah.
if you could do a double entendre song like that, or that every year, we're up for it. We're up for it.
Thank you.
So what would you like to say before you go?
Well, thank you for having me here, first of all. And I also want to thank Alisa for having my back and just clearing things up. I also not to believe anything that people say out there. Um, I've kind of grew tired of this whole thing. I kind of left social media for a little bit. I'm not really too active like I was before, just for the fact that I'm tired of people just bringing it up and trying to use it as leverage for whatever reason they have against her. Also, no, I'm not controlling Elisa B. No, I'm not using her. No, I'm not telling her what to do like other people claim or try to make it seem like. Um, it just there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that has happened. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of people did. They don't want to. How do you say it? They don't want to face their actions, and every action has a consequence. Um, and there, like Elisa said earlier, and I'll say it again, there's a lot of fake people who try to say they love you and they support you and they want to see you do good, but always give you their back and go and support the people that are making them look bad. So I just want to,
Freestyle,
yeah,
baby.
exactly,
Freestyle mantra.
exactly. And it's very,
What I will tell you before you go is stay
yeah,
your course. Alyssa's going to stay her course. You stay
yeah,
your course. I'm going to stay my course. I'm not going
definitely,
anywhere. And just stay your course is all I can tell you.
definitely.
Say hi to your friends and your fans because we have Gino Caporale coming up, and I'm truly interested to ask him some questions about the situation, and I want you guys to listen to his answers as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for having us here. I love you all, and I hope you guys are excited for Possessed by Love for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Charlie XO and Alyssa B, for being here. We're going to be saying goodbye to you, and we're going to be bringing in the head honcho from 418 Freestyle. We have Gino Caporale, who is here with us. Gino, thank you so much for your patience. You've been on hold, on standby for a good 50 minutes.
Well, I wanted to hear what everybody had to say. You know what I mean? I was interested in it. Charlie's a good kid. Good young artist. And, we love Alyssa. Alyssa's our sister.
Right.
So,
what is your take on this whole situation? I see that you opened up the doors for sub labels to come in and be distributed by 418 Freestyle, and you brought in a couple of even these labels that sub labels that I thought were like, wow, that's a shot in the dark. What made you give some of these labels, these sub labels, opportunity?
when I first got the deal 3 months ago with Universal, it was something I wanted to do from the beginning. I wanted to do that on the house side with the house label, and we're doing it now. With Freestyle, I just, you have somebody like, Willie who wants to come on board, and you can't say no to Willie. Willie's a legend. The label's legendary.
Right.
And I saw a couple, young labels that I thought would be a good fit. I don't consider myself just a distribution. I consider myself, even though I'm distributing somebody like Willie, for me and him, we're partners. We talk every day. You know that. You're involved in the chats.
Absolutely.
It's a partnership. So yes, I do distribute him. I do promote him, but we are sort of like what me and Carlos were in the beginning. And that's how I wanted to be with the sub labels. Some labels want to do that. Some sub labels don't want to do that. So it was just a way to grow the genre, to have more people, more music, to be able to be promoted the right way, and to do business the right way.
So now that we have come 3 months from the beginning of the sub-label projects, how do you feel about offering opportunity to some sub-labels?
I'll probably slow down with that. Um, again, I think Willie spoiled me, and not to toot Willie's horn. And honestly, I got to be honest with you. Carlos has been good to work with too. Frankie might get a bad name from some people, but Frankie's been good to work with. The GA and Cynthia record's been a great record to work with.
Number one for 6 weeks in a row.
And I think before the whole DME and Charlie thing, it wasn't a bad relationship there either. Same thing with Lizette. People are going to come and they're going to see what we're doing, and they're going to think, oh, I can do it without him, or he's not really doing anything. Well, my answer to everybody else is do a couple records without us and see how you do. Now, let's remember, this genre now is like before. I don't know if it's going in the right direction. I think it may be not going in the right direction because there's so much music out and there's not a lot of quality music out. So that scares me because I seen that happen in the 90s. And Freestyle's something really close to my heart. The reason why I started the label is because I loved Freestyle. So right. If any other sub-label that's with us thinks they can do it better without us and don't want to give us a percentage or don't want us to promote, try it on your own. That's what I say. I'm in it for real. I'm in it for good. I live this 24/7. We are working every day to get every record higher than possible. Charlie XO was one. I mean, the Diddle record sold really well, and so did Jesse. And Charlie just did a little bit more, I think, promotion for himself, and I think that's why the record started to make a little bit of noise and did very well on Spotify. So honestly, I'm just tired of the whole drama, and I'm not drama, and I've never been drama. I have no drama with the other label. And moving forward, it's going to be real artists, real people that want to work, no bullshit, no drama. If there's drama, you're gone. And that's how I have to do it, because this is my livelihood.
Right. And so how does your 418 dance music label compared to 418 freestyle label? Or
night and day. Night and day. There's I have, I think, 60 artists signed this year, 60 records we're going to put out. There's not a peep from anybody. It's positive, and I feel bad because I really want the freestyle genre to be that way. And I want it to be that way because I love it, and the fact that it doesn't function that way is heartbreaking to me. And how many we've had conversations, me, you, Kay,
yep,
Elisa, Willie, it's heartbreaking because I always see this little peak, and then it starts to peak, and then things start to go awry. So I'm not going to be a part of any of the bullshit.
So, we've had the TKA celebration for the summer. We have Alyssa B. We've had great music from Diddle. I love Into the Night. It's just a lot of great quality music. And it's true. There are some songs here at the last part of the year that are pretty horrible, and that are not the standard. And it's sad to see. But as far as the subs, which subs have you kept? Have you gotten rid of any subs? Is there any news right now that you want to share with us?
I mean, everyone is still, the deal we had. Like Lizette has a record she's putting out on her own. I don't know what Frankie's doing. Right now we have the George Anthony and Cynthia record. I don't know what Dee Marie's deal is, but we're going to reevaluate. We're going to call some people, reevaluate, and just move on from people. Even if there's a contract, I don't care. I have a great lawyer, so I'm not worried about it. And it's nothing. Honestly, it's nothing. It's nothing that one person did, because I believe any drama, it's everybody. There's not just one person to blame. And any drama it's got to go. I don't want any kind of drama here. I'm going to say it again. I'll take 10 Willie Valentines over anybody. There's no drama. It runs like a clock. He does the production. He gives it to me. I run with it. We talk about it, and it just moves. I mean, look at the Cynthia record. I mean, it's been out maybe a week. You know, we charted, you know, number 2 on, what is it, Amazon, number 3 on iTunes. We're like 20 something on Beatport. We're on 2,000-3,000 streams in 3 or 4 days. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work, because Willie follows the program. You know what I mean? And Willie knows. Willie ran a label. Willie knows what he's doing. So when you have 2 cohesive units working together, that's why you have the good things that happen with every one of Willie's records.
That was a point of contention for many, that you were paying too much attention to Willie, and at the same time, Willie is helping the people that are complaining about them. That he's actually remixing the songs, he's putting in the work on their behalf, he's supporting them, but at the same time, they're complaining about him getting all the respect and his versions of songs being favored by the DJs. And so I know the answer to the question, but I want to ask you your response to that, because that's the part that I dislike about freestyle. The fact that you have someone that's remixing your songs, making them better, making sure that you have something fresh to show the community. The DJs love it. People are actually playing the songs, but then you're going to complain about that person, Woody Valentine, getting all the accolades or getting all the attention.
Well, look, somebody like Willie, Carlos, Charlie Baby, Jay Adams, they're going to get that attention because they release quality music. People don't understand this. Tomorrow I'll go into my office. I have 4 people to work for us. Tomorrow, we're going to set up the next 7 days of what we're putting on social media. So we don't just, except for Kay, you know, Kay will text me in the morning, can you put this up? Kay's the only one. But everything else is planned out, you know? So yeah, there is going to be more Willie and Artistic because I have more product from Willie and Artistic. So that's why you see, you know, if you look at our Instagram or our Facebook, it's something from Artistic every day or every other day or a couple times a day, because he gave me 5 songs. You know, Lizette gave me 1, DME gave me 2 or 2.5. Charlie, you know, CMG gave me 1. You know, so you're going to get that. And then the records that start to do well, we sort of target that, you know. And yeah, I think it's ridiculous that Willie does mixes and you know, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. What do we call it? You know, I think in the case of the DME record, you know, both DME records were already out. So when it came to the label, both records were out. DJs had it. It was on countdowns. So the freshest mix from both of those, you know, records were the Artistic remix. So sure, I'm going to promote the Artistic remix because people didn't hear it. So to me, that's good promotion. You know, I promoted the other ones too, and they all streamed, and you know, but we sort of got a little bit more leadway and little more rise from Willie because he's Willie.
Yeah, and again, the inexperienced labels, they need to learn, right? They want to talk about hierarchy, right? This person's first, this person's second, this person's third. All right, well, the same rule applies to the people that have been doing it for 25 years. So you can't tell me you're the label of the year, right? If Artistic is in the scene and they just put out TKA, Cynthia Figueroa, Alyssa B, Jasmine Dennis, those are all bangers, you know what I mean? And they remix your stuff, and they made you look good. And let's be honest here, they got you to the dance. You know, they got you the deal with 418. They helped you along with the situation at hand. They got they opened the door for you.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, you know, Willie deserves all the credit he gets. I mean, you know, again, I don't care about who says they're number 1. You know, honestly, there's a Forbes article out there. You might have heard about it. Read it about. It's about my label. It's on Forbes. To me, that's says what a label's number 1.
I always laugh when they say I got my artists on Billboard. Okay, you got them on a billboard, not in Billboard. You know what I mean? There's a difference. $150 to get them on a sign, that's cool, but you getting them charted on Billboard. That's amazing when it comes to
Well,
music.
yeah, I mean, on the other label, we've had, I think it's 75 records chart in the last 4 years, 5 number ones and stuff like that. That was my goal for Freestyle too, to try to get that, to try to break that. And look, promotion's promotion. I mean, yeah, is getting put up on a billboard nice? Yeah, it's good. I don't know if I would do it. I mean, we did it 10, 15 years ago, didn't get much out of it when I was with Meg and Mike Rizzo and stuff like that, dance records. But that's fine. I mean, if an artist has a lot of money and they want to do that, and they think it's worth it, you go ahead and do it. That's not something I would do. I'd rather put that 150 into Spotify or a radio station or something. But that's me.
It's just puffery. The puffery is the issue. Like everybody's like, I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah, but let's see what are the numbers. You just showed the TKA number so far. What was it, 125, 150,000?
Well, I'm going to say something maybe I shouldn't say, but 2,300 downloads, 2,300 downloads for a freestyle record in the year 2020. All right, I guarantee most records don't sell 300. 2,200 downloads. Okay, 150,000 streams in 3 months. Now I know there's some people out there that said they got 80,000 streams in 2 weeks. Fake, but that's the deal. Cynthia and George Anthony selling very well. DME stuff sold well. Lizette did okay. Well, so but they're not what TKA is. It's TKA, but I'm not afraid to get out there and tell you what the numbers are. The numbers are that way because there's a collective team working together. And I'll say this before: it doesn't work if there's no me, there's no you, there's no Willie, there's no Alyssa, there's no Kay, there's no Willie, and there's no Cutlass. Cutlass really helped us in the beginning too. So that's a team. Without that team, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's the problem. We have a team. We can sit on a chat. We actually have love for each other. There's no hate in this thing. If there was more teams like that, and I know we hate the word team, but I'm saying groups like that and labels like that, if there was more pushing towards that one goal, records would start to sell more. If they would listen, like I try to tell people, this is how you promote, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. They don't want to listen.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because we have a lot of experience. We have Woody Valentine's experience. We have Gino Caporale's experience. You guys have been here through the entire thing. You guys didn't take breaks. You guys have been here. Though you were doing dance music, you were still in the music scene. And same thing with Woody. He's been here throughout the entire journey. He's never left. He's been putting out music for 25 years plus. Since I met him, never taken a break. And so people can learn from Willie. People can learn from you. But they'd rather go against you. They'd rather fight you. They'd rather be your adversary than a student of the game. And we don't have enough student of the games anymore that listen, that just shut up. The reason why our four horsemen work is because we listen. I listen. I'm in the conversation with you, and I'm being asked to do something, right, as part of the team, right? And one of the requests was, we're gonna let you play the Cynthia Figueroa first, but this is what has to happen with the song.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, nah, forget it. I'm CPR. I got the #1 countdown, the only one that matters and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I don't agree with it, but I'm gonna do it because I want to make sure that we get to see if that is the issue. So the issue would be like if I play it on the podcast and I don't put a drop under it or I don't edit it, are people not going to buy it and just listen to the podcast over and over again? So I was willing to do that, even though I wasn't agreeing with it. And that's part of being part of a team, that you understand where everybody's coming from. Same thing with me. I ask for certain things from the folks that are part of the Horsemen, and they do it. And I'm part of many people's teams, quote unquote. I'm an executive producer for a lot of people. I have many people like D Mike and Merc One and people that trust me, and they want my opinion and they like my opinion and they want to have a conversation with me. And we need to have more of that. Not to be afraid to come to me and say, hey, what do you think of this? I will listen to your track 50 times, even if it's bad. And so, except if it's saxo freestyle, but that's neither here nor there.
So,
But but it's all about being able to be an artist, and people forgot how to be an artist. People forgot how to be a label, how to listen if you're a brand new label. When I started CPR's Clubhouse, a record label back in 1998, I was quiet. I listened to what Willie said, and I knew my place, in on the hierarchy. You know what I mean? I'm not ever gonna say, oh, CPR's Clubhouse was better than Artistic Records, because
right,
that would be false,
right.
and so you learn from the tree, and you learn, you become a branch from that tree. It's not happening that way.
Well, I think we have something very unique, and we have a horse lady too, and
Yes, yes,
Elisa.
but I understand.
Four horsemen. You got to count her in.
The
She
horseman and the horsewoman,
right.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, you're right about like a faction or somebody who just works together. And look, I think nowadays it's very put me on social media. Let me buy 5,000 Facebook likes for my page, and everybody's gonna love me, and I know everything. That gets old really really quick. If you believe putting the record out and putting it up on Facebook for a week, putting it up on Instagram for a week, and having 25-year friends buy it and buying some fake bots makes it a great record, then you have a lot to learn.
And that has been my point of contention. Like, I've created enemies because of the fact that I've called them out. They've made it into a personal situation where they're like, you're picking up my wife, and all these silly things that they go on social media and do a hands across America post where they're like, CPR is a bully, when the only thing that I've said is that you're buying Spotify numbers, and that you need to stop doing that, because not only are you going to get flagged, not only is the artist that you're working with going to get flagged, but there's going to be some collateral damage to the people that you work with, including Alyssa B, including
Yeah.
Elisa Melendez.
I think what I'm noticing now is the bigger distributions, like what I had, Universal and Sony, they will flag that shit in a minute. I can't even afford to do that. But some of the little bullshit ones, like the CD Baby, they probably didn't catch on yet. So I think nobody's going to get caught right now. From what I'm hearing, like I had an email come out from Universal the other day, and we had no peaks for the last 2 months, which no peaks for me is big, because peaks mean, they think peaks mean that there's fake streaming. So we had some on the other label. We took it down. The guy record got taken down, and we dropped them from the label. We haven't had anything from Freestyle yet, but we can't afford to do that. I just can't. They'll shut everything down. But I think there's other distributions that probably aren't looking at that right now that should be. I think eventually they're going to catch on. And again, fake streaming does nothing, zero for the artist. It does zero. I don't care if you say, oh, I got 20,000 streams the first week. If they're not real fans, nobody, does nothing for you. Why? Again, I'm going to tell you again, I'm not paying 300 to make 200. I'm not going to pay 300 for fake streams. I'm only going to make 200 for it. I just can't. I'll be out of business. This is my livelihood. I can't do dumb shit like that.
Right. What is your message to the freestyle community as you have been attacked various times throughout the last 3 years in regards to your numbers, in regards to you being who you are, it's just in regards to everything. And now you gave opportunity to sub labels, and some of them just fell by the wayside. They didn't make it in 3 months. What do you say?
Well, first of all, the freestyle community is amazing. I got to say that. The fans buying it literally, and I can tell you that as big as my other label is, I can tell you download wise, the freestyle label helped us through the pandemic, because we were streaming and getting radio play on the house end, but the downloads from the freestyle community helped us through the pandemic, and they're the best fans in the world. They're loyal. I mean, they really really are for the fans. Now for the artist and all, do shit real. But if you can get 2,500 streams a week, that's amazing. If you can get some downloads, just do things right. Don't just do it just to get on a station, and stop saying when you have one station that you have a top 40 hit. Getting played 2 times a day on one station is not a top 40 hit. It's not a top 40. A top 40 hit is what Kay had. Top 40 hit is what Lizette had, what Sweet Sensation had, Stevie B. They're top 40 hits.
Freestyle artists like to talk out of their anus, you know what I mean? And I know that they like to do the puffery again, but you know, it doesn't help the genre, because just like you were getting on the DJs for getting fake numbers and then them getting hired to do a venue and then nobody shows up, the same thing is with a freestyle artist that says, I have a top 40 hit, and then you go to a place to sing Uranus, and then you know, nobody shows up. So
you're so nuts. Yeah, it's sad. Look, everybody wants to have those big numbers, and it's a lot easier in dance music. There's hundreds and hundreds of really, really big playlists that you can get on. With freestyle, there's only like 2 or 3 playlists that Spotify have out that if you get on there, you can stream really, really well. You know what I mean? And they're the ones that get on. So that's why we started our own. You know, we started our own playlist, and you know, we're doing. Other people have playlists, and we're getting on some electronic playlists. You know, just do the work. I mean, people don't want to do it, but do the work. I mean, real numbers are the most amazing thing in the world. When I started the other label, 2013, we got killed in the beginning, lost a ton of money. Nobody thought our music was any good. In 2015, they started to like it. Then little by little, and then when you actually accomplish something, people see that, and it's just better. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's respect, you know, and that's what I think we need.
And we got to get back to celebrating each other. I know I say this a lot, but you know, the amount of joy that I felt throughout the summer with the TKA record was one of the biggest highlights in my career in freestyle. Not only because I was proud of Willie and Alyssa and TKA, and you know, you were the perfect combination to really push it out there. But it's just how everybody got together for a short period of time to celebrate one song. Even cats and dogs were getting along at the time, you know. Frankie Colors and CPR promoting the same song. You know, so again, it's something that we need to get back to. I'm not concerned with Frankie Colors' personal life. You know, I'm not concerned with George Anthony's personal life. I'm not concerned with the personal lives of others. That has nothing to do with our music. I don't care what Charlie XO's sexual preference is. That's not my business. What I care about is promoting good quality freestyle music. And a lot of the good quality freestyle music is being distributed by 418 Freestyle, and it's coming from Artistic. And yes, man, Into the Night was one of the best songs of 2020. George Anthony's You Should Have Told Me and All the Way are great songs.
Yeah.
I love playing great songs. That's it. There's no excuse. If you have a bad song, I can't put it on the same list as the good song.
Let's not forget the Sammy Zone and C-Bank.
I'm not forgetting them.
Great record.
I'm not forgetting them at all. I love
Adelise has a great record.
The Dragon record is dope.
George Anthony and Jay Elms, you know, not only the Cynthia one before that, you know, great records. There's a lot of great records. I mean, you know, I can't say enough about the Barrios record. It's the vocals. Then you got C-Bank in the end. You got Carlos. I mean, you know, they're great records, and you just saw the genre start to build, you know, and then it gets to a certain point, you get the drama, and then all the bad stuff starts to come out, you know.
We just have to do better as a whole society and as a whole community. There's always a lot of fake canceling of people, but we don't actually do it. And there are some people that should be canceled, you know. And I hope that this is not seen as a negative, because I know that the video will be up and everybody will be up at arms. The same airtime that I'm providing you and Charlie XO and Alyssa B, I'm willing to provide to DME and you know, whoever wants to come on the show and have a conversation, because this is not an attack. It's just that it's sad to see that a young label has been given an opportunity to be distributed by someone like 418 Freestyle, and then within 3 months it implodes. And that is the story to be told. And that is a sad situation. That opportunity for me would have me working 24/7 to make sure whatever artist I was representative or I was representing would be at the forefront, and you could see the work that I'm putting in for that artist, like Willie does, because I learn from the best. You know what I mean? I know how Willie promotes because I just shut up, sit down, and learn. Just like just like Willie sat down, shut up, and watched you teach him on how you do distribution digitally.
Right.
And these are the ways. It's free school. Like there's free school right now being given to people that don't want to take that opportunity, that think that they can do better. And it sucks because it gives us a black eye. Here you are 3 months later, and
Well, again, I have to say, back working with Carlos, there's some things Carlos taught me. There's some things Willie taught me. Some things you taught me. Kay gives me the morning sermon. I mean, Kay teaches me. I mean, even I've had great conversations with Cutlass. I mean, that's the thing. There's so many good people here that if the community was together and just concentrated on the music and not trying to beat each other or this and that, it would be a lot better. Now, you're always going to have the I got you, I'm going to beat you, we got a better record. And that's fine. I don't care. I don't care what people think about the music. I don't care what people say it's best, not the best, number one, not number one. I'm just going to put out great music. And that's it. And if people like it, they like it. I think I've helped the freestyle community in the last year. And, I may be a late bloomer compared to all you guys, but I think what I've done was sort of a little bit of like a fresh side of promotion and stuff like that. But it doesn't happen without the pioneers like you, like Carlos, like Kay, like Joey Gardner, like George Lamont, people like that. So that's how I feel. I'm just a part of what we're trying to do here.
Gino, I don't want to keep you. What is your final message of the night for the freestyle community as a whole when it comes to you and 418 Freestyle?
Not every song is fire. Every song that comes out, the freestyle community thinks it's fire. Every song out there is not great. There's a lot of bad music out there, and I think the better music will rise. And again, I just thank the freestyle community. They're the best fans in the world. I mean, they really are. The fans, they just love the music, man. And thank guys like you and other people who have countdowns and radio stations. And, we didn't even mention Dan from Rhythm, how much Dan does for the community now, playing on FM.
Yes.
So let's just concentrate on the music, supporting, and cut the drama out. I think drama is what kills it.
And I completely agree. And Dan Matthews is a great guy. Big shout outs go out to him. Much success to Aki Star and Joanna Hansen. Great stuff coming from Renegade. There's this.
I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about Carlos and Louis Marte. I mean, I forgot about Aki and Louis Marte because they're so cool and quiet that you don't think about them when you think of drama.
Right, and that's something. And that's something that Louis Marte probably learned the hard way because he and I used to get on the back and forth. But I'm glad that he's gotten to that status where now he's working to make other artists, and he's working to work with other producers to make them as well. I'm looking forward to Merc One and his wife's song Marilyn Torres, and I'm looking forward to new music from Louis Marte. See if he can top Apology IOU.
Yeah.
And we've had some great music, Pure Pleasure, Chrissy, just great stuff. I don't have the top 10 countdown in front of me. There's some new stuff like Rewind, and there's that Edie track that I love, and there's a lot of great music out there. We just need to focus on helping that. I can't wait to hear something new from Mia, something original, something that's hers.
Maybe.
Maybe. I love my C-Bank Joey May. I know that she has something coming soon, and I can't wait to.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, man. I want to hear remixes by James Anthony. I love his edits. I want to hear new music from Jay Adams. I just want the community to get back to working and celebrating each other. And then most importantly, I just wanted to recognize that you've given opportunity to many. And even though we can't save everyone, and even though not everyone's going to make it, it's not because of lack of trying, because they're not privy to our conversations where you're trying to find ways to keep everybody happy, and you're trying to find ways to have people not fight. And then that ultimate thing that happens where you have to drop the hammer, you know what I'm saying, and just be like, well, I gotta say goodbye to these people or that person, because everything that you've done has been exhausted, and you do try.
But I will tell you that they all work really hard. Everybody I've had, I gotta say that. Like Lizette is one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. You know, Willie's a hard worker. Aki's a hard worker. Cutlass is a hard worker. DeMarie's a hard worker. You know, besides that drama with Charlie, she had a lot of good things happen. You know, with her two songs out. So
yeah, and again, I am more than willing to give her the same airtime if she watches this and she wants to come and say something. It's you know, you're going to be treated the same way that I treated all my guests. This is not about bochinche. It's just about getting to an understanding and being able to move forward, because we can't continue to give black eyes to our freestyle community, and also we can't continue to shit on. And that's the first time that I ever swear on the show on opportunities that are given to us.
But we do have to give people second chances, because everybody messes up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody messes up. But I won't have anybody attack the people that are in my group, like an Elisa B, you, Kay, Willie, George Anthony, Jay Allums, Aki, anybody that's involved with us. I will 100% back my artist and back anybody that's associated with me. Again, Aki and Luis, I mean, great guys, man. I want them to stay with me forever, you know, through the label. Same thing with George Anthony and everybody. So everybody messes up. Everybody deserves a second chance. And
I completely agree with that.
I shout out to the Princess of Style right there. I see her.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah. Big shout out to her. Yeah, to pony on what you said, yeah, I believe in second chances. I give chances. I've given many chances. People, are you talking to them again? And again, I just book freestyle like professional wrestling, and I just keep it moving, you know, because there's always some type of angle. Somebody's upset about this. There's a betrayal here. But one thing that we need to do is communicate. Communication is our biggest detriment in freestyle. The biggest negative in freestyle is we do not communicate with each other. We do not tell each other how we feel. We tell somebody else how we feel, and then that other person tells the person how you feel, and it's totally a different feeling than what you really have.
And that's how the drama starts. That's how everything starts right there. Because like before, I stubbed my toe. By the time it gets to the last person, he has a broken foot. You know what I mean? I stubbed my toe, and my foot hurts. I sprained my ankle, and then you know at the end of the day, he's got a broken foot. You know, so that's how it goes. But I'm happy with everybody I work with, and I don't want any drama. And when there's drama, then you just have to separate yourself. It may not be a lifetime separation, but you got to get those people out. Everybody out, anybody involved. You just got to move on from them for a little bit and to see if they grow, and then maybe one day you relive it again and go from there. But I'm here to stay with the freestyle community. It's not the label's here to stay. It's people aren't going to chase us out. We're not going to get fed up so much that we're going to quit. I just love it too much. So,
and I just can't wait for the new product. I mean, if you love the TKA slipping through my hands, you got to wait for the other project that's coming. There's some great stuff in the works.
Yep.
But also, I see that everyone is working hard to do things to better our community. And don't get so upset with George Anthony if George Anthony's having dinner with Nelson Rego or
I know who cares.
You know what I mean? Who gives
cares?
It's like if George Anthony can make those artists better, and they can get a song to be played on the radio. There's not another person in the freestyle community that I've seen in recent history that has given more people chances than George Anthony to assist them to become better artists. I mean, if it wasn't for George Anthony, I would not. There will be no Jesse B on my show.
GA's the man. I love GA.
That is a fact. If it wasn't for George Anthony, there would be no Jesse B on my show. And Jesse B would not be my stepfather at this time. That's why I have the facial hair in honor of my stepfather, Jesse B. But you know,
listen,
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate everything.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing with Jay Mazur. I just want to make sure people understand, like, there are a lot of altruistic people out there like yourself, like Willie Valentine, like George Anthony, that always get shitted on, but you guys are trying to do the right thing, and
The
you
best.
want to be able to move people forward. And yeah, just because you hate somebody doesn't mean I have to hate somebody. And
Yeah,
that's
G
just
is
the
the man.
bottom line. Well, Gino,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
Anytime, my brother. It was a pleasure. I'm sure I'll talk to you 10 times tomorrow.
Absolutely. And we'll wake up early and bother K at 5 a.m. like he bothers us.
Absolutely. Freestyle community, we love you. Thank you for the support.
That's Gino Caporale from 418 Freestyle. I hope tonight it has been educational, it has been inspirational, and I also hope that it doesn't create more friction and more issues. I think it's important for people to be able to let the community know how they feel, and also it's good for us to mend fences and try to move on from situations. And I thank Charlie Exo for being brave enough to come here to talk to us. I thank Alyssa B for coming here as well and being patient and also supporting her friend Charlie Exo. We do have to do better in the community when it comes to the communication portion of it, and we also have to do better in letting people know exactly what we want from them and how things are going to be. And if it's not something that they can do or adhere to, then we part ways in a friendly manner. We don't bash each other on social media. We don't we don't do things to tarnish the legacy of our music. We have a lot of more topics to be had. We will see you again next Tuesday at 9 p.m. for CPR's Clubhouse Live. Don't forget that every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. and every Friday 8 p.m. to 12 midnight is Clubhouse Dance Music with myself and Cheryl Rodriguez. I just threw my notes on the floor. And you can also catch me live on Rhythm 105.9 FM. Thank you to Aki, and thank you to the staff at 105.9 FM, The Rhythm. I'm there at 7 p.m. Their time, 10 p.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time, with CPR's Freestyle Countdown. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, cprsclubhouse.com. Big shout outs go out to Tim Spinning Shomer, the greatest of all time. And shout outs going out to everyone who showed up: Alex Baldrick, Zeke and Kathy, Mia, Tim Shomer, George Anthony, Cheryl Rodriguez, Willie Valentine, Cynthia Figueroa, the Princess of Style, of course. Shout outs going out to Eric Christian, Vin Veazey. Shout out going out to Louis Marte. Also, shout outs go out to Mario. Also, shout outs going out to Mark Milan, Edie, James Anthony, who stopped by, and everyone who has been part of this conversation, like the Princess of Style, Cynthia Figueroa. And we'll catch you this week with another episode of CPR's Freestyle Countdown, the only countdown that matters. And don't forget to subscribe. We are no longer on Spotify, unfortunately, and we are no longer on iHeartRadio. We've been working to get us back on there, and it's been very difficult going back and forth. I've gotten permission from all the labels to play their music, but they keep on rejecting my request. So we'll keep fighting to get back on those platforms, but you can get us at Apple Podcasts. You can also get us on Google on their podcast, and they also just added us to Amazon Music. So there are links at cprsmusic.com. Thank you to all the fans who have inboxed me, who are listening to us on Spotify, and I've been able to provide the link for them so they can re-register on another third-party app or on Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music. Also, we have a YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who subscribes to the YouTube channel. And again, we wish you a good night. George Anthony, you owe me a dinner. Thank you very much for not inviting me to meet Nelson Rego. I was waiting. I was just waiting. I'm just kidding. I don't want to. Whatever. That was a dig and a joke. Take it. Once again, we'll talk to you soon. Good night. And don't forget that it's not who you love, it's how. Chasing Amy.